Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about Wandavision episode 1 and 2, and I'm going to say straight up that this is going to be a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen the 2 episodes yet, please go and check them out, and then come back here and we can talk about it. Let's get right into it, okay? So finally, after over a year and a half of no MCU property. We didn't get any movies. We were supposed to last year. We were supposed to get at least 1 or 2 of these Disney Plus shows last year as well. But the pandemic really screwed up all our lives. And here we are over a year later since Spider-Man Far From Home ended in July of 2019. And we finally got WandaVision as our first MCU property. I'm going to say I missed it, and what a return back. Look, I'm not going to say this is the best Marvel thing of all time, but I am going to say that it was really enjoyable. And you know what? If the show keeps going in the direction I think it's going in, I think this could be a really cool series that could end up being one of the best MCU things of all time. Maybe I'm taking a leap forward too much on that, but I'm going to say this right now. I was pleasantly happy with what I watched, and I am intrigued and can't wait to see episode 3 and where that's going to take us next. So let's get right into it. In these first 2 episodes, they start off, black and white, and it feels like a 50s or 60s sitcom, something like I Love Lucy or Bewitched. I never watched too much of Bewitched or I Love Lucy. I've seen a little bit of both. I've seen the Andy Griffith Show back in the day as well. That was with young Ron Howard when he was just starting off acting. And then eventually he became a director. So I've seen some black and white shows, not too many. The ones that my parents are really into. I know I Love Lucy was one that they really loved a lot, especially since my mom's name is Lucy. I think that was one of the reasons why they enjoyed it. Not just that, but because it was a show they really liked. So getting into here, I was like, okay, let's see what this is going to be, because a lot of people were saying, oh, don't worry, the sitcom stuff probably won't take too much effect. But these first 2 episodes really lay heavily into the black and white sitcom era stuff, which was really unique and fun and fresh. And I really enjoyed that stuff. I'm going to be honest. And I thought the knowing that the audience laughter was actually an audience watching and laughing, I thought gave it a nice, authentic touch. I really loved the set designs and everything, and the costumes really helped add to that 50s era feel. The music, of course, is what the score and the music obviously helped with a lot of that as well. I think Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen are crushing it in this show. And look, I am not too aware of Kathryn Hahn, but I think she is doing whatever she's doing in the show. It's amazing. I think she is definitely a real standout in the show right now, and I am loving it. I also don't think it's right to trust her, and I'll get into that a little bit later. So basically, we see Wanda and Vision living in this town called, what was it called again? Watchview or something? I forgot what the place is called, but they're living in a town, and Kathryn Hahn, who plays Agnes, their neighbor, it's a little nosy. And the first episode deals with like Vision going to work, and his boss comes over for dinner, and there's a little bit of trouble there. And it really does play like a sitcom, like I said. But then something happens at the end of episode 1 that really makes you start realizing, oh shit, this is not just like a sitcom, which I wasn't expecting it to be, because if you've seen the trailers, you kind of know, okay, there's more going on here than meets the eye. But that was a moment at the dinner table when Vision and Wanda were having Vision's boss and wife come to eat. There was a dark moment there where the boss starts choking on some of the food, right? And you think, is he going to die? Because the wife is acting weird, saying, stop it now, right? But the way she was saying, stop it now, was like a very robotic kind of way, like she was hypnotized or something. But in some ways, it seemed like she was saying it to Wanda. I wasn't really sure. She was saying it to the husband, but it looked like she was saying it to Wanda. And whatever was going on there, it was eerie, it was creepy, and that's probably the darkest the episode took at that point. Obviously, Wanda tells Vision to take out whatever he was choking on, and he does, and then okay, I guess everything's back to normal. But so you think, until the credits start rolling, and then it starts panning away from this television set or the screen that someone's watching, and someone's clearly keeping their eye on Vision and Wanda. And I believe that's where we saw, it's been a couple of hours since I last saw. I saw it very early this morning. I believe we saw a sword logo in that shot too, right? On a cup, I want to say, or something. I forgot right now. But so that's already giving us an indication that, okay, this is something's going on here that's not normal, and someone is watching whatever is going on in this situation. So then we get into episode 2, and again, it's still playing like a sitcom, but we're getting a little bit more things that are telling us something is wrong here. One of those moments happened to be when Wanda is hanging out with some of her women friends, her girlfriends, and she starts hearing something on a radio, and you hear a voice, and the voice is saying, "Wanda, can you hear me? Wanda, who's doing this to you?" And I think that was Agent Jimmy Woo, played by Randall Parks from Ant-Man and the Wasp. He is supposed to be one of the returning characters in this show, from reprising his role from a previous Marvel film. And we know Darcy is supposed to be coming sometime this season as well. Who knows when? Maybe in the next episode. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it definitely sounded like Jimmy Woo from Ant-Man and the Wasp. It sounded like him, in my opinion. So, and it seems like I've heard other people agree with that theory. So, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But it definitely sounds like him. We hear him again later at the end of the episode as well. So most likely, I'm going to guess episode 3 will reveal who that is. If not episode 3, it has to be soon because it's only 9 episodes. Later on, obviously, it goes back into this whole sitcom mode. And we start seeing some color in this episode too, right? So Wanda sees a toy helicopter, and the toy helicopter happens to be red and gold. I think there was when one of Wanda's friends, Dottie, who doesn't seem so nice, she cuts her hand, and we see some red blood. So that's starting to indicate that something a crack is happening, maybe. And as we go on, it involves Vision and Wanda doing this magic show in front of everybody. And who do we meet in this episode? We see Monica Rambeau, who is the little girl from Captain Marvel, all grown up. We see the actress who's going to be playing the adult version of her in this series. But it looks like she's part of whatever's going on here too. It looks like she is being affected as well. So is this a town where Captain Marvel used to live? Is she working for S.W.O.R.D? We have no idea. But we just know that whatever's going on, she's been infected into this world with Wanda and Vision as well. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see how that plays out. Finally, towards the end of the episode, I hope I'm not missing anything. And if I am, guys, please comment below and put down some of the things that I missed on that I should have touched on. At the end of the episode, though, we get Wanda and Vision returning home from the magic show. Clearly, they're trying to hide Vision's his robotic nature and her powers. They're trying to keep that undercover because when they were doing the magic show, they were doing some magic tricks that, because Vision was drunk, he wasn't realizing he was letting loose some things that could have been taken in a very bad way. But also, I don't know where I was going with that. But anyways, so when Vision and Wanda return home, they go home and they hear something outside. Because earlier in the episode, when they were in the bedroom, they heard some rustling outside, and it turned out to be a tree hitting the window. So they start hearing that again, and they go outside, and they see somebody coming out of a sewer with bees surrounding him. Bees or flies, I'm not sure. But he looked like he was wearing one of those bee protective gear things. And that's when Wanda goes, no. And all of a sudden, things rewind. We get back to the part where they're talking inside the house before they hear noise at the door. And then all of a sudden, things start turning to color, which clearly sets up for the next episode, because then after everything is all colorful. Oh, and Wanda is pregnant as well. It looks like things are going to be very different in the next episode. So, look, I thought this episode was very charming. I thought it was a lot of fun. And I felt that I was really intrigued by some of the mystery that was going on. And I'm looking forward to what's going to happen next and getting to see how this all unravels. I think this could be a great series if they stick to landing where I feel they're going to go. There was a reference in the episode that I missed, but I was listening to another review. I'm going to go back and rewatch it again. But apparently in the episode, there's like a line, I believe it's in the first, or I don't know which episode it is in now, where someone, Agnes maybe, says like, it's like making a deal with the devil. And then someone says, you'll never know if he's just around or something. Like, I forgot how the line went right now, but a lot of people have been suspecting for a while now that Mephisto might be in this series, maybe in the Loki series, maybe even in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. We do know that WandaVision is going to connect to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, so it's possible they could be setting him up as a villain now to have him show up in that show. And Wanda's going to show up in there too. So we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. Look, there's not really much else for me to say. I really thought this episode was great. And, you know, it seems like all around the board, the show is getting great reviews from critics. I think it's at a 94% right now on Rotten Tomatoes. So a lot of people are saying it's a slow burn. I didn't really feel that way, but then again, some people called Avengers Endgame a little bit of a slow burn in the beginning, but I didn't feel that way either. I guess it depends on what you think a slow burn is. I thought this was great. I thought the show didn't seem like what it was going to be, and then starts getting you intrigued with some of the little mysterious things that happen throughout. And I think that's hopefully people give it a chance. I just don't see how. I mean, unless you don't like that old style of TV shows, but then I guess I don't know. It's weird. So I would say I recommend it, man. If you love the MCU, give it a chance and go past episode 2 to allow this story to evolve, because I think this is going to be something special that a lot of fans are not going to want to miss on a week-to-week basis. So with that being said, guys, look, I'm not going to rate the show, because I don't like rating shows until I see at least the full season, or at least half the season. But if I were to rate these first 2 episodes, I would give them both an 8.5 out of 10. I really thought they were really well done, and can't wait. So with that being said, I hope you guys like this video. Please comment below and leave down your thoughts. I'm curious to know any theories and stuff that other people might be thinking of, and whatever people thought of these first 2 episodes. With that being said, until next time, take care.